It was a normal day at the job for our crew. So far, we haven't been responsible for a case difficult to solve. Until today. Case number C36PZ67. Accusation of counterfeit penny-shaped gold.
It was a Tuesday. I was getting on work and this guy was selling real gold. I bought it, but I noticed that it was in the shape of a penny. I want to turn it in, but they told me it was fake.
Our suspect, Ricky Stevens, age 32, born in Los Angeles, California. On January 14th and March 2nd of 2012, Stevens was arrested for obtaining possession of counterfeit money, was released on both occasions with bail. With the help of our science lab, our crew will now prove Stevens guilty again by identifying the process of making the gold penny. We obtained pre-1982 pennies with the most copper, such as the evidence in the crime. They were placed in 3 milliliters of vinegar for a while to clean them. The pennies were taken out and dried with a paper towel. Mossy zinc, a solid, and sodium hydroxide, a liquid, were added in a small beaker and boiled. The tongs holding the penny was carefully stirred until the zinc covered the penny completely. The pennies were then removed from the liquid and rinsed in cold tap water. They were then dried on a paper towel. The pennies were gently heated in the orange part of the Bunsen burner flame until it changed color. Pennies were immediately immersed in a fresh beaker of cold water. The pennies were cooled for a minute and dried completely. A warrant was issued for the search of Ricky Stevens' apartment, and the materials used in this lab were found in his possession. Ricky Stevens was sent to trial and proven guilty of the gold penny counterfeit crime. The type of metal used was zinc and copper, a brass. In this lab, no real gold was made. First step was adding sodium hydroxide with zinc. Sodium hydroxide is a liquid base found in soap and Drano. Zinc, an elemental transition metal, was added, and water as well. The product made from this equation was a zincate ion, a liquid. What was released was the flammable elemental gas, hydrogen. This balanced equation is a one-way reaction. The OH in the zincate ion allows copper to fuse together with zinc and to keep this change permanent. The toxic fumes were the H2 gases. As a byproduct of this experiment, fumes were released. The second step was adding the penny to the zincate solution. Pennies before 1982 were made of mostly copper. The zincate solution was added to the copper. The third step was adding heat to the brass. Brass is an alloy of copper and zinc. The function of the heat in the formation of brass forces the two metals to combine together. Finally, the product made was the alloy. If we cut the gold penny in two, we notice that we only changed the outer layer, and the inner layer would still be copper. We used a pre-1982 penny instead of a post-1982 penny because it contained the most copper. The value of the penny would change if we used the same amount of copper today. With the price of copper going up in recent years, a pre-1982 penny cost 2 cents. The more you know. Thanks for watching. Be sure to tune in to another episode of CSI Linux.